Hi guys, welcome back to The Usual Place. Now, if you ask most young Singaporeans what they want to be when they grow up, it's likely that the answers would be skewed towards white-collar jobs, so data scientists, financial advisors, digital marketing, or even being an influencer. Now, very few would say they want to go into the skilled trades. Yet, the Straits Times reported in January that there are millennials and Gen Zs who have bucked expectations and are doing hands-on skills-based work. Now, my two guests today have chosen not to follow the conventional script and have built businesses with their own hands. So why take this path? And what does it mean to go against expectations in a society that still measures success with grades and paper qualifications? Now, to help me answer these questions, I have Geraldine Goh, a 31-year-old licensed plumber who started you started your own business, Agraph, in 2017 after a stint as a facilities management officer.
That's right.
All right. Welcome to The Usual Place.
Thank you.
And next to you on the couch, I have Ahmad Alhabshee, founder of homegrown furniture company Urban Salvation. And you're 36, and you started your company about 11 years ago, where you design and handcraft bespoke wooden furniture using sustainably sourced material. And you also have grown your team over the almost 11 years since you started.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you both for being here. And I have many, many questions to ask you guys. But I want to start with, what is the biggest misconception that people have about your jobs? And maybe Geraldine, will start with you because you're a woman in what is is my assumption right? There's a male-dominated field.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the biggest misconception people have about you as a female plumber?
Biggest misconception. Not so much whether it's a male or female thing, but when it's a female, they think like, okay, probably you're like a supporting role in this industry, maybe doing like more lightweight work, support in administrative, not so much on hands-on. So when my clients see me doing hands-on, they're like, wow, you do hands-on too? Yeah, so that's the frequent feedback that I get from my clients. Yeah.
And by hands-on, you're actually like taking out the pipes, you're like getting into the
Tight spaces, crawling in the ducts, ceiling, everything.
Okay, so you do from A to Z everything.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me ask Ahmad quickly. What is the biggest misconception about your job?
People think that just a worker. It's not something that people really amaze. But to some, they would say, "I've never heard that job." Yeah, for example, when I went for a medical checkup, doctors will ask you, what do you do for a living? What's your job? I say, I'm a furniture maker. He has never come across one before. So, feels good sometimes, to be heard, to be noticed, to be shocked that, you're doing something very noble, and sometimes you feel a bit sucky on that part lah.
In what sense?
Like, people think I'm a Bangla because I'm dark skinned. People think, are you Singaporean? That kind of thing. So I'm used to it. So it's how reality, whether, you can execute the job. That's more important than hearing all the noise, all the judgments and so on.
So knowing what you know about your jobs now, right? So hindsight 2020, why did you decide to go into each of your fields? Yeah, maybe, why did you decide to build furniture?
Firstly, it was ego, because I wanted to prove my ex-company, I was hurt by that segment. Your education doesn't justify the pay that you're asking for. I was quote-unquote by that. So, and I was young and naive, and I just dashed through everything and tried to build something on my own. But as I grow older and I learn more, and it's a noble job,
So you previously used to work for a furniture company. So it's kind of like saying it's a similar company to what you do now?
No, I was from a coolie to an operations manager. And then from there, I went to a few places in Southeast Asia to study, and then started my own through Carousel. Carousel was a very earliest platform. Yeah. And it teaches you that how to be humble, how to be, there are furniture makers who become presidents. There are prophets who are, like Jesus was a craftsman, Jesus was a carpenter. You learn, you read the history of design and making and so on. When you understand more, you kind of like, chill down, tone down on your expectation, because the reality is innovation came from hand-skilled work that people forget about it. Yeah. So all these machineries, all these technologies, it came from our forefathers, or who actually built the nation, people who actually progressed in making things to help have the society have a better future, have a better, comfortable life. Yeah.
Geraldine, do you agree with what Ahmad saying? Did you think that you would be a plumber?
It didn't occur to me like back then when I was younger. It's like I like engineering. I want to be a pilot, if not like a technician on the ground as well. But I didn't
Working
go
with
there.
planes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So planes is like usual. We watch drama, and I like this, and I'm gonna do this. So mine is simple as compared to Amma. I went into the it's a very traditional pathway of your education. It's just PSLE, O level, diploma, and you go into uni. So I do not have NS, so it's like straight away, it's like uni. But when I was in uni, I feel that I do not fit in.
And you were studying?
In NTU, mechanical engineering.
Yeah. So you didn't fit in because?
I didn't enjoy the environment because it's very competitive. And I felt a bit frustrated with myself because I'm the one who chose the course, right? My mechanical engineering. But then when I went in, it's not what I expected. Because I won't say I belittle guys, but like guys, they like enter uni after they serve NS. So they kind of be like, there's a gap of their education. Like there will be a time where, they're done with NS and they come back to school is a bit, in my perception, there should be a gap. For ladies, it's like straightforward. But when I went in there, no. The guys are doing much better. The guys are very focused in the studies, and girls are like, what am I doing here? Shopping, this and that, boyfriend, and stuff like that. So when I went in, it's totally like very competitive, not just locals, but foreigners as well. So I get very like dejected. I didn't do well. I struggled. So it took me like a year or two. And then eventually I decided to drop out. Yeah.
Oh, what made you, when did you come to that realization that, okay, maybe, university is not really what I want to do?
Yeah, because I'm thinking if I complete my studies, spending 4 years in, this degree, and eventually I got a degree, then what am I going to do? So I guess that's what most Singaporeans would think about as well. Like, what am I going to do after that? Even if I got a degree, so where does it bring me to? And whether if I can get a job, or like, where do I find a job? So I thought like, okay, let's put a stop to this because it's messing up my brain cells.
You're spending a lot of time thinking about it?
Yeah, I took a long time to think about it. So eventually I dropped out. So I thought like, okay, let's put myself in the workforce. Lifelong learning, right? We can still like go into part-time studies and all that. So let's find the path that I want to go before I think again on getting the papers qualifications. So there happened to be a job opening doing property officer in town council, facilities management. So, and it happens to be like my town. It's Tampines Town Council and I live in Tampines.
They can walk to work.
So I'm like, firstly, you do not have to like wake up early, MRT to work and things like that. So it's like I wake up at 8, wash up, grab my bicycle and just roam the streets because it's my town.
Whereas you would go around like checking different facilities if everything was in order.
That's right. And like if I scheduled contractors doing certain works, I just pop by and take a look at what they're doing. So I thought it was fun. I mean, I don't have to like report to the office. It's not so office bound. It's not so confined to that space.
How did that path lead you to becoming a plumber?
Oh, that was interesting. So staying in HDB from young, all you know is, you're on a tap and there's water. But you do not know like really what's there in the building because it's just houses and houses, like your neighbor's house and things like that. So when I did town council management, I have access to palm rooms. I have access to the roof. So like rooftop view, right? So like, okay, let's go. So when you went there, wow, there's like water tank, big pipes and all that. So it's like it's not like the Marina Bay Sands rooftop view, but there's a lot of things up there. Yeah. So sometimes it occurs to you, maybe you can do an inspection in the evening and then you can watch sunset and things like that. So yeah.
Well, you're very romantic view of your job. But I mean, going back to both your stories, you know, I might say you did this because you wanted to prove someone wrong, and you did this because you were figuring out your path after university. Was there a plan B if the plumbing didn't work out, if your own entrepreneurial journey didn't work out? Do you think you would have gone back to work for someone else, Ahmad?
I came from nothing, so I'm happy to work. Even when I was managing my own business, I was really still working part-time at Esplanade. So
But this was,
yeah,
what were
I
you
was
doing?
doing Grab. I was doing. I was managing 3 jobs. Yeah,
Well, you were
starting a
starting
business.
Urban Salvation.
Yeah. So understanding poverty is a good lesson. You know, I can eat rice and eggs. You know, to achieve what I've achieved is nothing if I cannot contribute back. So I came with an intention also in the industry. Over the years, I've trained a lot of young Singaporeans to have a better job. Some became interior designer, capable interior designer. Some became have their own workshop, like Chen Ping, who's having incognito craft and contributing back to his school, his alma mater, Nian. I have Firdaus, who is a full-time airport firefighter, who have his own business doing furniture repair. So these are, you know, the living proof that one man can actually help people to have a better life. Yeah, I mean, changing someone's life. You know, people always want to change the world. I don't look at the world. I just look at my circle. If I can help, I came out. I wake up every morning with an intention. If I can help one person, I'm doing something for society. Yeah. So
Yeah. So I mean, when you find, I hear you, and I hear that you find like there's gratification in like what you're doing now. Did you ever feel like it may not work out at some point? Do you like have that plan, like, oh, okay, I might need to work for someone else?
to be honest,
Or
in terms, if I can be honest, I am at the brink of closing down. Yeah.
your current business? Okay.
Yes.
Because
It can't. Everyone is afraid to spend anything. You know, everybody is. You know, every day you watch. You know, you read the news, one after another. Everyone is going liquidation, bankrupt, unemployed. You know, it scares people. And furniture is a want, not a need. Right? You can sleep on the floor. You know, you can put your clothes, you know, on the floor. You know, all you need is just a roof. Rule of thumb of Maslow hierarchy, you just need a roof. Yeah, but to have a good lifestyle, a living standard, it's a bonus point, right? That's the true meaning of life, right? So you want to provide better for your family. Yeah, you want to be able to give a heirloom piece to your children. You know, these are things that you cannot get in this modern world. Like if you look at Europeans, oh my God, they love their designers, they love their makers, they love their everything about their parents who actually, you know, pass it down. You know, they learn to restore themselves. There's a trend even for picking. There's a trend for gentrification, you know, restoration. And they're proud of it. There is a whole big community in the Western world, European world, where maker cultures are glorified. You know, yeah, very different from sadly my little island.
So we'll come back to the point about making ends meet, but I quickly want to ask Geraldine, like, do you agree with Ahmad? I mean, did you have like a plan B when you started out or when you started out a graph?
Well, I didn't have a plan B. All I thought was there's nothing to lose, right? Because like my mom brought me up thinking that if there's something that you have not tried, go try it out. And like at this age, at a young age, if your business fail, there's nothing to lose. Like you're not having a heavy commitment for the house loan, aging parents and all that, because they are all still working. So it's nothing to lose. As long as I'm still able to work, if I, you know, my business failed, I can still work. I can still earn for myself. So, well,
Yeah. Speaking of earnings, Singaporeans can be quite blunt lah. So I mean, I believe someone watching this episode will say, doing either of your jobs can make money or not. Then what do you say to that? Like, do people actually ask you that?
More than often, they
More
do.
than- yeah. So how do you respond when they ask you that?
So when aspiring plumbers, they ask like, I'm going to go into plumbing because, I can earn big bucks. The truth is, you earn sometimes, and sometimes you earn nothing because people go default on you, they don't pay you. So what makes you think that it will earn? And then if you take on big projects, okay, it could be a $1 million job, but you'll probably get you won't get paid. Your payments will be delayed. You don't get paid. You don't get the cash flow. Your business will fail. Yeah.
Ahmad, do you experience the same thing?
After doing this for 12 years, 11, more than 12 years actually. I mean, there's ups and downs. There's reality. I mean, I've met uncles who did well. I've met uncles who used to have their own building, doing furnitures, and now he's just a small workshop doing restoration. I myself, I have used all resources, to modernize the industry.
Have you had to dip into your life savings or your savings?
I flushed my life savings. Yeah. But, if I can say during COVID, it was a wake-up call that people don't realize it. When borders was closed, foreign talents cannot go out and work. Everyone was on lockdown, right? Homes was not projects was not moving, construction was not moving. Then people realized that we don't have anyone to rely on except for foreign talents.
Yeah.
And we thought that we found a solution by importing things, and tada, we solved. When the borders open, we are back to ourselves, being how we are. We didn't learn from the mistakes, that we do not have a very, very strong workforce in terms of blue collar.
We don't have a strong local workforce. We have a lot of foreign talent that we rely on.
Yeah. I earn lesser than Malaysians, to be honest. I earn lesser than Malaysians who come in Singapore, with or without their S pass, right? We have permit. Some of the freelancers who come in, they earn $150 a day. I want to make $150. It's very tough.
You don't make $150 in a day.
Sometimes no.
Sometimes no.
When I first started, I earned even $2 sometimes. It's just to credential, to make your own name into the industry. You really have to just keep quiet and just, look at the brighter, brighter future. See the light at the end of the tunnel. You have to be self-motivated, self-driven, and neglect all the self-actualization. You're not doing well and be in denial, but because you want to have this career. Nobody forced me to be in this career, but I chose this career, and I want to be able to tell myself, I did it. Yeah, I did it. I really did it. Yeah. But once the border opened, straight away you can see the decline. Yeah, and the support is really the opportunities that big companies, when you tender, is very little. The cheapest to be taken. They don't want to bet on young people like me. When I was trying my best to prove myself, I'm capable to deliver huge projects, these kind of things. It's all monetary mostly, right? The three quotations that normally people have to go through. Even if I was doing government jobs, really working hard to prove, and I didn't get the job. I was even cheaper, but I didn't get the job because why? I'm so young company.
Oh, so there's that experience factor. I mean, Geraldine, you've nodding along to what Ahmad said a lot of it. Do you agree, like in terms of the money and in terms of experience, like people judge you based on that, and then they may or may not give you work based on
Correct.
that. Yeah.
There's this framework that they judge you based on your experience. So let me share one encounter I had with my work. So there's this unit that has this backflow issue coming from the WC. So it's like there's a lot of like waste coming up from the WC. It's not that the waste is not going down, but it's coming back up. So I said that, based on my analysis, there's something wrong with the pipe work. And that's why it backs up into the house and it floods the house with like waste. So, I mean, being a common pipe, so we have to deal with the building management as well. So why not have a joint meeting and discuss with that guy? Like maybe they should take a look at the common pipe. So there's this technician, facilities manager that came. He says, your WC is choked. So I'm like, don't tell me the WC is choked because I know how choke looks like.
Wait, is this like in someone's house or?
In someone's house,
Okay.
yes. So he says it's choked. I said, nope. I'm trained. I'm a professional. I know how to assess this. And this tells me that it's not a choked WC. And then he said, oh, I have 30 years of experience in this industry. So my next statement to him was, I have a license. Do you have a license? Like, are you trained in the, understanding a system? He's just like adamant, like, I have 30 years of experience. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm telling you the real things and you're not believing in me, then what else can I say?
So how was it fixed in the end? So I'm assuming you were right in this sense.
Yeah. So the only way is the owner, actually not the owner, it's a tenant. The tenant was away for 2 months holiday, and that 2 months later he came back with the whole house like smelling like poop, like it's all flooded. The carpets were all like really horrible state. I have a photo of that WC. It's like fully like full, backed up, all the toilet paper and things like that. It's awful. So it was not fixed, but the owner had to spend the money to get someone to clear the choke, like just remove the WC, jet the pipeline and all that. So that alleviated the situation for a while, but few months later, the thing came back. So there's multiple reoccurrence. So they suggest that there's something wrong with the system, but some people just live in denial. So it's a bit tough to help because, I mean, this industry is not easy, when dealing with people.
I want to pick up on something which Ahmad said about, surviving on like, he doesn't make like even $150 a day. Was there a point where you experienced something similar? Like, especially maybe when you were starting out, because you were very young. You were like 23. 23, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So did you experience something similar to him?
Well, like I mentioned before, there's a job that you attend to. Sometimes it's not a perfect job. And like, let's say you change a section of a pipework and there's still a minor leak. So you were told, you went back to correct that, but they are not pleased about it. They said that, you are a professional, so you're doing it's supposed to be like a one-time thing. But sometimes there are just little mistakes, and sometimes it's because not about our workmanship as well, but because of the, some materials. Sometimes it's the machine, whether it's calibrated or not. But it's not causing a big issue. So we went back to correct it, but maybe they're not too pleased about it. Then they'll just say that, okay, I'm just not paying you. Well, sue me. Sue me.
What?
Yeah, so
you just don't get paid?
Yeah, we have the access to small claims tribunal, things like that. But
yeah, but it's long.
It's a long process.
Tedious,
and are you going to go through that hassle to claim that $150 and things like that? So
then how? If you guys are not getting money, I don't know if your clients don't pay you at all, but then how do you all survive on a monthly, weekly basis? Like, what's happening there?
God protects you lah.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. So, I have never come across people who don't want to pay. Right. I'm very strict. At least I'm very strict on my payments. I don't deliver before I get my payment first.
So this is a way of like protecting your business.
So with deposit and so on. When I say I'm good, I'm very good at what I do, and I really deliver. Yeah. You will face problems with clients like how she goes through. I have gone through. We negotiate. You have to have strong presence when delivering things lah. It's how I tell my guys also who's trying to be entrepreneur, right? Number one is make sure your skills and your knowledge is at the tip of your finger. That's one thing that I've learned, in my career.
Yeah, but you're clearly doing something that's valuable, both of you. I mean, people need furniture and people need plumbing. So you're clearly doing something very valuable. Do you think Singaporeans are losing these skills? Maybe I can ask you, Geraldine, like how to fix things with your hands, or
I truly believe that not anyone can do what I do. Firstly, are they able to handle power tools? Do they know how to use even like hand tools? Some may not even know how to use a test pen.
the question is, why is a test pen? No,
Seriously?
I know what's a test pen. Okay, let's not test tools now. But yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, so even some touch-up paintwork. So I do have clients like who have a concealed pipe seepage issue. So I fixed that concealed pipe leak. So there are water damages done to the paintwork, some, flooring, things like that. So if it's paintwork, you just have to like air the wall for a while until, the remnant waters gets dried up. So thereafter, we were just like, okay, I would help you just touch it up with the simple paintwork. And then they're like, okay. So, but because there's still some moisture in the wall, so after you paint it, maybe it will still look like there's like two-tone. And then they'll say, can you come back again? I'll just pay you to like paint the wall. So sometimes, my schedule's a bit busy where, I have to attend to pipe leak than touching up paint,
Because
So
it's not your primary job.
I have to deal with the critical ones first. So sometimes they have to wait. And then they're like, can you just paint for me? So I'm like, it's your house. You bought the paint. I give you the tools. Actually, it's like, at your own time, you can just paint it up. Like, but they don't. Sometimes they're like, I'd rather pay you to do it. And then they were like, one coat is not enough. Can you come back for a second coat of paint? Another one. And when you already tell them, like, when you paint the wall again, like just a portion, there will always be a different color tone. So how many times am I going to paint it?
Ahmad's laughing. Do you agree with some of this, what she's saying?
Rolling my eyes.
What's happening?
Oh my God.
Tell me.
Yeah, I'm more relaxed now. So if I can be, there are a lot. I grew up learning from elderlies in Singapore. So many talents in SME world. And they are very capable. A lot of Singaporeans are capable. Let's not deny that also. There are people who are willing to learn. There's no opportunity, There are organization of businesses who tried. Some are giving lessons and so on. It's whether you are complacent enough as an individual, right? Basic fundamental, especially for men. I'm so sorry. I have to say, men are supposed to be providers, right? So at least know how to learn how to use some tools, right?
Have you met people who don't know how to use tools in your industry?
I've met engineers, so-called engineers, right? Who don't know how to change a hinge. Wife is nagging, I got better things to do. I'm going to play my bicycle. Yeah, but a hinge, which is $1.05 at point of time, he paid me $300 to fix it. Yeah, but that's not my profession, If you're starting out, yeah, but at the end of the day, you want to be a specialist, right? As an individual, because you study it, you take your diploma, you study it here, there, Indonesia, whatsoever. And to build a name in Singapore as a furniture maker, designer, wow, really tough. So encourage every man to actually be hands-on, even for lady. I've met ladies who can do work lah. Yeah, shout out to Dina, shout out Geraldine, One Chain, there's a lot out there also, female who can do work, right? Don't make me malu lah, bro. Yeah, for the men. Yeah, so holding a grinder and then you see the spark and then you shock, table saw, compound saw, so loud, Ahmad, I'm scared,
Yeah.
Seriously, man. Yeah. You're going to be fighting for your country, right? You went to NS, have some balls lah. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I have to say it out loud. Because if I mean, if you read the news, everything is in scarcity now, right? Everyone is scared, right? We are at the brink of everything: economy, freedom, and so on. So be prepared. Make yourself be prepared, lah. Right? And I encourage everybody to be,
So how do you think we can get Singaporeans to embrace these like hands-on skills? I mean, of course you're doing it, people can call you, but there's some like level of basic like knowledge that we have. So how do we encourage people to?
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I've opened up my website. If you look at my website, you can have design consultation, woodworking. You can pay me on as low as $20 an
As
hour.
in, so you'll teach people how to fix
I've been
things?
teaching.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been teaching. I've met designers who says they are, they do big projects, hotels and so on, and fundamentals, wrong. I've gotten warning letters in school for correcting teacher on materiality. Yeah, hard truth. But I have to be humble and keep quiet. I need the diploma. I have to beg for a diploma because why? Everybody looks at you and say, you got no papers. How can I trust you? That's the reality of the bureaucracy, right? Right? How can you take a position of a maker and you don't have papers in Singapore? That's what they believe.
I'm going to come back to that in a second. But Geraldine, I want to ask you, do you think that Singaporeans need to be more hands-on, or how can they learn these skills?
Well, I agree with Ahmad. Like, I do not know how to, for those who have not tried, I do not know how to get them to start trying, because it has to come from you yourself, feeling the need to do it. Because in general, most of us is like, I have the money, I'll just spend the money and just get the job done for me. So why do I have to dirty my hands? Why do I have to go through all the trouble? I'm busy enough. And that's one thing as well, because most of us are chasing for, survival. So we work day in, day out. You come back late at night, you set off it early in the morning. You do not even have time. So sometimes I have clients asking me to help them to offer some plumbing service. They're like, okay, I'll be working this. I can't take MC, I can't take off. So, you can only come on a Saturday. And then when contractors go in on a Saturday, the condo will say, oh, sorry, you can't work. So
Because of the noise? Or
even if there's no noise,
Yeah.
but like you're just driving a lorry in and it's like, no. So
many roadblocks along
Red
the
tapes.
way. Yeah, but I wanna go back to what Ahmad was saying about what you're doing in your skills tray and everything. Do you think how do we get? I mean, you already said you don't know how to get Singaporeans to recognize it, or even like for recognition in the job. But how do you think more people can be encouraged to join the skills trade? Or it's really something that you have to feel before you join?
I mean, we used to have XPC, One Makers Group. They fail. And these are with public fundings and with private fundings. People don't want to get dirty lah, Yeah. There'll surely be someone, I grew up in Bedok, if one neighbor, they can help each other, this kind of kampong spirit. I mix a lot with Ape and Nyonya, and they have a lot of skills. Ask lah, learn something. I was a young boy who have nothing to do and just, Uncle, what are you doing? Hi boy, 这边帮我. Just held up a tool.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I was starting to learn how to make furniture, I was sitting at the workshop waiting for asking him to teach me. He said, no lah, you're typical young boy who, I teach later go 6:30, 2 minutes, then go away. Yeah. And
Do you think that this is the attitude of like younger Singaporeans, like they might just they are just scanning for like something better?
one of my first few mentors said that, he was a Singaporean who gave up his IC and moved to Florida. So became a wonderful furniture maker and designer. Made it, right? Huge respect lah. But when I first met him, he said, he asked me a question. Do you know what's a farmer's table? I said, I do not know. I was 23. I was 24 and I haven't started yet. I was looking for a mentor. Then he said, typical Singaporean, go away. Yeah, he used profanity lah. But I was from Singapore and he was in Jakarta. He was at a business project. I know that he was in Jakarta. I flew to him just for 5 minutes. And he said that to me. Imagine you being, you got punished or, got scolded in front of the driver, in front of a friend who's actually doing your translation because you want to get around in foreign countries. We just walk off and then, I hold my temper. Being young and naive, I don't want to, you really will lose out with that kind of statement, right? So I went and turned back and said, please, I came this far and I really want to learn, right? And I choose to beg to learn. Yeah. And whenever I was lucky, he gave me his email address and I learned through through email, and those uncles that I've gone through, right? Really have to bring kopi, the traditional way, the old-fashioned way of learning from masters is like that, right? And we don't have the culture. We appreciate Japanese woodworking and we're willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars to go there and learn. But in Singapore, people willing to do that? No, right?
Geraldine, similar experience?
Yeah, I mean, like to start a career in this trade, so we actually learn from our more experienced mentors in this industry who's already working in this industry for a long time, including our foreign workers as well. It's not easy. It also takes there's no proper training in that sense. Like let's say you go to a shifu now, like teach me about plumbing. The only thing that he will reply you is just hang around me, watch and see. Or what you see is what you learn. Now, if you learn it, it's yours. If you can't, then so be it. So they're not going to wait and going to teach you like how to hold a spanner, how to do this, how do you tighten a fitting, and what is this, what is that. They don't. Yeah.
Very, I think it's, was there someone you learned from in particular? Or was it a few people that you learned from?
I learned from my workers in general, actually, when I first started, because I have a group of workers and me being a bit kepo lah. So I just follow and watch what they do at town councils with the different contractors. I just like pop by to the extent the contractor tell me, hey, madam, can you just sit in office lah? Don't follow me. Like I'm just like, I just want to know. It's something that I've not seen. So I just want to see like, what is it? Yeah.
So on that note, thank you very much for sharing your very honest thoughts about your jobs and the industries that you're in. And that's it from The Usual Place. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss the next episode. And if you have thoughts on what we just discussed today, do drop a comment on YouTube or talk to me on Instagram at The Usual Place Podcast. I'll see you next week on Thursday for a special budget episode.